Hey there, welcome. I'm Belle, and today I'm gonna be talking about something you guys always ask me to talk about, which is storytelling. So I'm gonna be giving you guys some tips and some ideas when telling a story in a young learners class. But before I do that, please make sure to subscribe to my channel. I put a new video every single Friday. Also, turn on your post notifications so that YouTube tells you whenever I post a video. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Also, leave in the comments below what other video you guys want me to do next. If you want to learn more, not only about storytelling, but about gamification, about routine, about assertiveness, and a whole lot more about planning a lesson, about songs that are over 10 kids songs. Click the link in the description below to access my course, Be the Material, and have all that power in your hands, because you definitely can be that amazing resourceful teacher. So on this video, I'm gonna be talking a little bit about storytelling, but if you wanna learn a lot more about it, if you wanna go deeper when it comes to not only storytelling, but a whole lot more, and for all age groups, not only for young learners, but for very young learners, teens and adults, you should definitely do that course. So without further ado, let's go right into the video. The first thing that I want to talk about when it comes to storytelling, I know that for most of you it's going to sound probably obvious, but it's not obvious for everyone, because I've seen a lot of teachers doing this. But have a book that looks good for the child, because if you take a book to class that has no pictures, that's not colorful, that doesn't have anything that's attractive for kids, that's not the right book for a child, because children need visuals when it comes to engagement and understanding and all that. So you really need to take a book that looks good, a book that's attractive and appealing for a child. So please, I wanted to say this. When I was thinking about this video, I was like, I'm not gonna say this, but I'm just gonna say this because I see a lot of teachers doing this. They take to class a book that might be a child's book. I have a lot of books that were made for children, but they do not look appealing. So I do not take them with me to the classroom because they are not appealing for the child. So we all know how important motivation and engagement in the classroom is. So keep that in mind, because this can definitely ruin your story. I'm sorry to tell you, but I'm just gonna say it. Okay, so now that we have that out of the way, let's get started. So whenever you're teaching a story lesson or you're telling a story, you should warn the students and tell the students in a very subtle way that it's a story time. So that's why routine is something so important, because when you establish a routine in the classroom that tells the student when you're playing a game, or when you're having a book activity, or when you're telling a story, that helps when it comes to TTT, and that also helps with the students' engagement. So with that in mind, I highly advise you guys to, when telling a story, making a circle. I always tell the students, okay, let's make a circle, and when they make a circle, I sing a song. I sing a story song. There are many to choose from. I have some great songs for that, again, on my course, Be the Material. But there are many songs to choose from when it comes to telling a story. You can find one that you like and that your students like. So sing a song while you get the book, so that the students know what you're doing. That's really important in my opinion. Also, there is a lot of new vocabulary in the book. So what I advise you guys is work on vocabulary first before the story. Work on vocabulary. And this book, for example, this story, it has a lot of possibilities, because it talks about the life cycle of a butterfly, and it talks about fruits and food in general. So keep that in mind, and if you can, use realia if it's possible where you work. Bring some fruits to class. When you talk about the story, for example, they say that, for example, the caterpillar ate one apple. So when you teach the vocabulary first, use the realia. It will make the students more interested in it. So if realia is not possible, if it's not, you know, something available where you work, use flashcards, because it's definitely necessary to teach vocabulary before you start telling the story. So make sure that you teach vocabulary first, after that you tell the story. Something that's really, really important and engaging when telling a story is eye contact. Eye contact. Make eye contact. Do not underestimate that. I know it sounds stupid, but it's not. The students will feel more engaged when you do that. That's really engaging, you know, to have eye contact. So do that. It's definitely more interesting for them. It will grab their attention a lot more. Something that will grab their attention a lot more also is something that I feel like I say this in every single video, and I still think that you guys don't believe me and you guys maybe don't take it seriously, but it is serious, and it is enthusiasm. Have enthusiasm when teaching a story, when telling a story. And by enthusiasm, I do not mean like being super loud or crazy. No, I mean having face expressions. Expressing also with the intonation of your voice. Do not have a monotone voice. That's boring, that's annoying for them. They will not be interested in the story if you do that. So have enthusiasm. For example, in the end, when the caterpillar pushes out of the cocoon, you can, you know, make gestures with your body so that the students understand what's going on, and not only understand what's going on, but also repeat your gestures, your movement. That's important, that's interesting for them. That's something that's a lot more kinesthetic, and they learn that, they remember the story more, and you know, the things you're teaching them more if you're using gestures. So keep that in mind and use gestures when teaching it. So that's an example. Or when you say that the caterpillar ate one apple, so you can, the caterpillar ate one apple, so you can do that, and you know, look at the students and you'll see that naturally some of them will start doing it, and encourage them to keep doing it. That's really important. Miming and using gestures and movement, and just use your entire body. That's what I mean by enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is not just having a smile on your face. It is, I mean, it's the first thing, having a smile on your face and having fun with everything that's going on. That's also enthusiasm. But it's also you, the teacher, paying attention to the story that you're telling. Because if you're just telling the story to, you know, whatever, and not really caring about what you're saying, they won't care about it either. So when you care about it, they will care about it. Last but definitely not least, my last tip is use the story for a project. So having stories and using the story as a connection to a project, that's one of my favorite things to do, especially if they love the story. That's definitely one of my favorite things. So do that. For example, you can have a project about the life cycle of a butterfly. That's something that I always do when I tell this story. So that's definitely one of the projects that I have in my classes whenever I tell this story, because it's a beautiful project and it's something that the students will love. That's for sure, because you know, it's a butterfly and it's something beautiful, so you can show videos and encourage them to do something. You can choose, but you can do something related to that, related to the life cycle of butterfly. Or you can, you know, talk about fruit, maybe making a fruit salad with your students. So the sky is the limit. So have fun with the stories. They're not here to harm us teachers, they're here to help us teachers, and they're here to teach and entertain the students. So keep that in mind. It's not just teaching the students, it's also entertaining the students, because they need to pay attention. You need to grab their attention. So it's your job as a teacher to do that. And you know, it's also the other way around. It's not just for entertaining, it's also for teaching. So you won't just tell the story for the sake of telling the story. You'll tell the story because you're trying to teach them something. You need to teach them something along with the story. That's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, turn on your post notifications. Also follow me on Instagram because I post there every single day. You will not regret it. So leave in the comments below what other videos you guys want me to do next. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I see you next Friday for a brand new video. Bye.